Hey everybody, welcome back! Ukraine is a country in Eastern Europe. It is the 45th largest country in the world and second largest in Europe after Russia. It has a population of about 42 million people, making it the 8th most populous country in Europe. Much of its population live in its large towns and cities, including Kiev, its capital and largest city. Ukraine's economy is based on its enormous natural resources. Its official language is Ukrainian. Other common languages spoken in Ukraine including Russian, Romanian, Polish, and Hungarian. Its people are mainly Eastern Orthodox Christians. It has a total area of 603,628 square kilometers. It has land borders with the 7 other countries and sits on the Black Sea. Its 7 land bordering countries are Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, Moldova, Russia, and Belarus. Let's check more interesting facts about Ukraine. Ukrainian civilizations dates back to 4800 BC. The country is located in an area where Tripolian and Scythian civilizations thrived. Ukraine is home to several archaeological sites that were previously Neanderthal settlements. The settlements feature a mammoth bone and is viewed as possible location for the domestications of horses. Ukraine's history is connected with Russia's history. The first Slavic state, the Kievan Rus, headed by the Ruruk dynasty, was centered in Kiev, the capital of modern Ukraine. The modern nations of Belarus, Russia, and Ukraine all claim the Kievan Rus as their cultural ancestors, with Belarus and Russia deriving their names from it. Slavic people inhabited vast stretches of land between Central Europe and Northern Asia. Ukraine's name comes from a word meaning borderland. Alcohol drink of the Ukraine is horilka, that is often served with the chili pepper. The name means burning water. Borscht and varyanka are some of the most popular traditional Ukrainian dishes. One of the Ukraine's national dishes is salo, cured pig fat. It is traditionally served cold with the garlic, onion, and pickle. Locals also enjoy drinking stewed fruit as known compote, which is a non-alcoholic drink. It is prepared by cooking different types of fruits, such as gooseberries, strawberries, apples, and sour berries, among others. A stretch of railway track through a green forest between Ukrainian towns of Kleven and Orsev has been nicknamed the Tunnel of Love because of its almost magical beauty and is 3 to 5 kilometers in length. It is surrounded by green arches. The track was used to secretly move supplies during the Cold War. Arsenalna Kyiv metro station is the deepest metro station in the world, which was built in 1960 and depth at 105.5 meters. To travel to platforms, passengers need to take 2 escalators. Going down from entrance takes around 5 minutes. Kiev is at least 1400 years old. It gets its Ukrainian name Kiev from eldest brother of family who founded the original settlement. His name was Kiev. Ukraine was chosen as location for Yalta Conference, the famous meeting in 1945 from February 4 to 11. Churchill, Roosevelt, and Stalin to discuss European borders after World War II. Ukraine's Lviv is home to 1,500 cafes, the most per capita of any city in the world, and its capital Kyiv boasts 3rd busiest McDonald's in the world. Hetman Philip Orlik wrote one of the world's first modern constitutions. Orlik's 1710 document was intended to create a separation of powers within the government. The largest airplane ever was built in Kiev during the 1980s. The Antonov AN-225 has a wingspan of 88.4 meters. Maximum taking off weighs 640,000 kilograms and is the heaviest aircraft ever built. It was built during the Soviet era and only one was ever built. Ukraine produces its own oil and natural gas, but still relies heavily on Russia for natural gas. This is either produced in Russia itself or in Central Asia, but gets to Ukraine through Russian-controlled pipelines. Russia exports much of its natural gas to Western Europe through Ukrainian pipelines. The Asgarda are the group of modern-day Ukrainian warrior women who train in martial arts in the mountains and spend their summers living in mountains, learning the only martial arts specifically designed for women. Their goal is to empower women to win the hearts of the warrior man. The longest musical instrument in the world is a wooden horn called a trombeta, and it is played by Polish and Ukrainian Highlanders. The longest trombeta was made by Polish folk musician. A common misconception is that the name of the country is the Ukraine, but it is just Ukraine. In 1993, the Ukrainian government formally requested that the country to be called simple Ukraine. In April of 1986, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant near Pripyat suffered catastrophic meltdown. The United Nations called the disaster the greatest environmental catastrophe in the history of humanity. The area has been since declared an exclusion zone. The disaster led to the emergence of several ghost towns. The amount of radiation released in Chernobyl explosion was 400 times higher than that created by the bomb dropped in Hiroshima during World War II, and radioactive rain reached as far away as Ireland. Life expectancy rates between Ukrainian men and women have a 10-year difference. The expectancy rate for men is around 66 years. There are only 86.3 men for every 100 women in Ukraine. This is the 6th lowest man-to-woman ratio in the world. A pisanka is a Ukrainian Easter egg decorated with the traditional Ukrainian folk designs using wax resist method. The word pisanka comes from the word pisati, to write or to inscribe, as the designs are not painted on but written with beeswax. Each region, each village, and almost every family in Ukraine had its own symbols, meanings, and secret formulas for decorating eggs. Pisanka are typically made to be given to family members and respected outsiders. Ukrainian national dress is extremely colorful, which uses bright colors and elaborate patterns. Vyashvanka is a Ukrainian national costume. Both women and men wear the costume on various occasions. The Cathedral St. Sophia is one of the Kyiv's best-known landmarks and the first heritage site in Ukraine to be inscribed on the World Heritage List. It dates back to the 11th century and was built by the Ukrainians' original Kievan Rus founders. Ukraine has one of the highest levels of religious freedom and diversity in all of Europe. Ukraine became officially Christian under the rule of the Kievan Rus Prince Vladimir the Great, who was seeking a state religion that would unite his people. Ukraine is famous for the fertile soil that is spread across much of the country, the Chernozem or Black Earth. The soil and climate of the Ukraine have made agriculture Ukraine's traditional occupation. Taras Shevchenko is widely thought of as a father of the Ukraine. He was a poet and politician who was imprisoned for writing the Ukrainian language as opposed to predominant Russian of the time. Olga Kurylenko is Ukraine's most famous actress and model. She appeared in Quantum of Solace, Oblivion, and other blockbuster movies. Andrei Shevchenko is Ukraine's most famous footballer. He played for Dynamo Kyiv, AC Milan, and Chelsea. He is Milan's top goal scorer of all time. He became the national team head coach in 2016. Two of the world's most famous and successful heavyweight boxers of 2000s are from Ukraine. They are Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko. They held all versions of heavyweight world title for more than 2 years simultaneously. Vitaly Klitschko is now a politician. He is a mayor of Kyiv and was a member of Ukrainian parliament. Ukrainians celebrate Kupala Night, a summer holiday. One of these holidays traditions involves young couples jumping over a fire. According to legends, if the boy and girl can maintain their hand-hold, their love will last forever. Ukrainians wear their wedding rings on the right hand rather than the left. After the capital city of Kyiv withstood the Nazis in 1941, the Soviet Union declared the entire city to have a hero status. There's a statue called Motherland Monument in Kiev. It is 62 meters high and is a woman holding a sword and shield. The sculpture is a part of the National Museum of the History of the Ukraine in the Second World War. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the like button.